My name's Leona Dillon. I'm a patient of Dr. Park's of Anne Arundel Medical Center. I'm 71 years old. For about 20 years, I was told I have a hiatal hernia. I started having issues with drinking stuff when I was out at restaurants. I ordered iced tea. Actually, it was the Arnold Palmer because it was the middle of summer. And all of a sudden, I got pain started in my chest. Now, I don't know what a heart attack feels like, and I don't want to know, but it felt like that to me. It was something was gripping my esophagus. I could swallow. It wasn't like there was food stuck there, but it was just like somebody was wringing it out and gripping it and twisting it.
Hiatal hernias are not uncommon. They are defects in the diaphragm. When we talk about a hiatal hernia, that's the space where the esophagus pierces the diaphragm going from the thorax or chest into the abdomen. And normally the diaphragm snugs around the esophagus like this. It can form a hernia or an opening, and that is what we call a hiatal hernia.
75% of my stomach was in my chest, pushing on my lungs, pushing on my esophagus. When I took a test before surgery to the barium swallow, the video that they were looking at, my esophagus was like this, and it went way down because it narrowed where my stomach pushed on it. The first time I met Dr. Park, I was overwhelmed. Yes, you need this surgery done, but you need to lose 30 pounds. And at my age, I didn't know if I could do that. You know, I come out of there, I got in the parking garage, and I sat there for a minute and almost bawled because it's like, what have I got myself into? The closest surgery they would give me was July, and end of July. And I said, no, middle of August, I'm going away on an RV trip with my husband. We were headed to Yellowstone for our 50th wedding anniversary in our motorhome. And I said, I think I'll just wait until after we get back and have it. I don't celebrate 50 years every year. When my husband and I were discussing my surgery, you know, to do it and to get it fixed or not, to live with it, it came up about he was worried it would shorten my lifespan. And it's like, I can't even enjoy anything cold anymore. I don't want to finish my life out like this. I just decided now is the time.
Well, the surgery that we would do for a patient with a large and symptomatic hiatal hernia, or even a smaller symptomatic hiatal hernia, is essentially to reconstitute the anatomy as it should be. And what that usually involves is bringing back into the abdomen out of the chest the organs that have herniated there. And when we have the length and when things are back in the abdomen, then we basically tie or secure or snug the diaphragm back around the esophagus. And then we'll give them an anti-reflux barrier because with the rarest of exceptions, if we don't do that, they'll reflux fairly considerably after the surgery. So not all patients do we do it, but the majority, we do an anti-reflux procedure at the end as well.
This surgery has changed my life in so many ways. One, I mean, I've lost 53 pounds. Two, I have loads of energy. My husband says I'm happier. And I feel sometimes like I'm bubbling because I'm just enjoying things. And once I met Dr. Park, I knew I had the right man. He knows what he's doing, and I just put myself in his hands. I couldn't believe that it turned out so good. First thing I noticed after surgery the next day was, I can breathe. I can take a deep breath and breathe. I can go all the way up my stairs and not stop 3/4 of the way to get my breath. It was because I could not breathe that led me to have this done. So that's the biggest change in my life, right there.
We're one of the largest and busiest programs for this type of surgery in the country. We've evolved this through our learnings over the years. And to see how patients' quality of life is affected when they come to clinic. And then, like Mrs. Dillon, to see how we can truly help patients like this and how their health can be transformed with this intervention in the properly selected patient. Patients like Mrs. Dillon who really engage and hit the milestones we set for them, they soar, they just take off and do really well. And again, Mrs. Dillon's just such a great example of that.